take your investment game to the next level. Introducing Digital Investor, your ultimate guide to mastering the digital marketplace. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Digital Investor brings you cutting-edge game theoretical strategies, expert insights, and real-time tips and tactics to analyze, evaluate, invest, and grow your wealth. Don't miss out on the digital revolution. Visit www.nickblacknex.com and start your journey with Digital Investor today.
Brandon.
Oh,
So
good.
I gotta ask,
Oh no, what?
how was
What?
the reunion? How was the
Oh.
reunion?
Oh, it's good. So it was one of those things, and I was telling you this, and I know you're baiting me, but that's fine. That's
What?
fine. I'll take the
What?
bait. It was one of those things where it's unfortunate. You're like the poorest guy in the room. You know those rooms you walk into, and I'm like by far the poorest guy in the room. My wife's family is extremely. They do a lot of business. They're good. So
Okay.
I walk in, but the biggest issue was I found out that I think at least four. Most everybody that's in crypto are like XRP maxis. So like what I don't get is how does XRP manage to market that well that they're all like, no, XRP, I'm like, dude,
I
what?
think you know what it
but,
is?
but none of them know what's happening. None of them know about XRP.
Yeah.
All they know is number is going to where these influencers are saying the numbers go, but they don't know that they lost half the blockchain, that Brad Garlinghouse is a numbskull, that he can't even get a meeting in Washington. They don't know that
Don't forget
XRP
fraudster.
fraudster, that they seem to print money out of thin air, and they've never bought one single token.
They just got caught again doing it.
Yo, I did see something like that.
So
Yes.
apparently,
I was gonna send. I have it screenshotted because I was gonna send it to my family. Like on the way home, I was like reading. I'm like, I'm gonna send this.
but they won't care. They won't care because it's
That's
religion,
the thing.
right?
I gotta see if I can pull
It's
it up.
religion, man. And you ain't turning no religion around. Okay, give me 2 seconds.
No, I'm gonna pull this up because I have
Okay.
it somewhere. I gotta find it, but I don't know where it is. The recent. Oh shoot, that's not it. Where is it? How do I find it? You know. Oh, I could go to my email maybe. There we go. Oh, so apparently, if you guys, okay, so Hypercycle. Let me talk about that while I find this really quickly. Oh, there's my clipboard. Let's see. There's the article. Coin paper. Yes, there it is. Here. I am going to paste. I'm going to have to read it off my phone probably. There it is right there. Ripple selling XRP behind the scenes, obviously, right? That's the one. Okay. On-chain clues. Ripple storm is brewing in the XRP base. A blockchain analyst, cryptocurrency commenter, Finger Ripple Labs are secretly dumping millions of worth of XRP in the dark. Apparently, lurking behind the drama at the center are Ripple's monthly escrow releases. While the company has previously asserted that 55 billion XRP are tied up in escrow contracts, critics reference on-chain evidence of morsels of these unlocked tokens being sent to untagged addresses before they reach the exchanges. So apparently they had escrowed XRP that was supposed to be in escrow, and all of a sudden those escrow tokens are leaving escrow and going to exchanges, which obviously they're sold. Blockchain analytics firm Santiment tracked a string of transactions in early June when 120 million XRP were moved from a known Ripple escrow account to an unidentified wallet. In a matter of hours, these funds were divided into smaller tranches and delivered to Bitstamp, Bitso, and other exchanges, a trend some blame as on past sell-offs. The scandal heated up after Asia mobility firm Weebus International Ltd disclosed a $300 million XRP treasury managed by SEC registered advisor Samara Alpha. Crypto analyst Starkhouse believes such an arrangement enables Ripple to sell XRP to middlemen such as Samara. So basically, their response. Hold on. Their response. Ripple CTO David Schwartz rebutted the accusations as conspiracy theories, maintaining the certainty that all escrow releases are pre-planned and transparent. The company also referenced its Q1 2025 market report, which identified 240 million in XRP sales and not open market deals. Okay, so here's what the XRP owners say. XRP owners are split. Some applaud Ripple's alleged genius to avoid regulatory hurdles, while others fear stealth sell-offs will continue to push prices downward, obviously. With its price 12% lower since June 1st, investors are cautioned to monitor closely two measures. Escrow wallet activity, suspicious unlocks, or transfers could be offloading, obviously. Exchange net flows. Long-term flows without retail demand could be institutions selling. Regulators are watching too. The SEC is already in court fighting Ripple, but could look into Weba's Samara structure for security law issues. As accusations grow, this is much sure in crypto. Even the most transparent blockchains can't do anything without looming spectator doubt, without disclosure. So apparently, from the way I see it, XRP is, they're finding more Ripple to sell. So these escrow contracts that supposedly were completely escrowed, that they shouldn't have access to at all, XRP's managing to get these unlocked, send them to exchanges, and help provide, it's just like the Trump token. So the Trump team, basically, they bought a bunch of Trump tokens, but now they see that those wallets are selling, and their only explanation for this is, oh, we're providing liquidity for those that want to buy because there's not enough liquidity in the market already. Right. We're providing liquidity. So that's what XRP is doing as well. They're taking out of the escrow contracts, and they're helping provide liquidity by sharing with Samara, this other company who needs liquidity. Apparently, they can't go get their own XRP. They have to get it from the escrow contracts, of course.
Does this remind you of what Crow did just recently, where they found 70% of their burned token supply? They found it was burned, but miraculously it wasn't burned. It's back. Woo woo. This kind of crap. And dude, no one ever. So I guess what it resolves to is these communities become incredibly tribal and incredibly religious. And just like at a church, when the preacher gets caught touching people inappropriately, everyone defends him. Everyone.
Yes. It was worse because my one brother-in-law, like, it was so bad. As soon as I get there, right, I walk out, he walks out, he's wearing an XRP shirt.
Oh,
that's how bad it was.
Wait, what did the shirt look like? Because I might have sold it to him.
Yeah, it's just an XRP and had a Luna tattoo on it, and that's it. No, I don't know. It's XRP. Just said XRP. That's pretty much. And then it had like a moon, and that's it. Like, you know.
Okay.
He did it. He did it on purpose to troll me, which that's fair play. That's fine. I get that. I get it. Anyway.
How much money does he have wrapped up in that loser?
Quite a bit. I mean, at least 7.
What happens? That's what happens. People get emotionally attached to it because they are invested, and they're like, but wait a minute, I was promised that we are going to inherit the whole financial system. The 74 of us that own XRP, the whole system is going to come to XRP. XRP, the standard.
I hope it does well for him, obviously, but I don't think it will do well for the right reasons. It'll do well because other dummies are buying it. So I hope it does.
But I'm not sure how far. I don't know how far they can take that.
It's a Ponzi. It's a Ponzi.
Yeah,
it's a Ponzi in the truest sense of the word.
You can do whatever you want with your money units, but I would urge you to look and see if the people that manage your money units are a bunch of crooks.
That's right.
And if they are, just look and say, maybe there's other places my investment dollars could go other than in the hands of a group that has lied, cheated, stolen, got caught, still in federal court over it. They still owe somewhere between 100 and a billion, 100 million and $1 billion. We don't even know what the fine's going to be yet. And when the SEC and behind the back, Ripple tried to quash the fine down to 75 million, the judge kicked it back and said, no, you guys didn't even file the paperwork correctly, you dumbasses. So they couldn't even get that right. So this is a company that has stolen from investors for years, for 8 years, since 2017, they have stolen from investors. So at a certain point, if you're an investor, you're a dumbass. Period. Anyway, my circle orders didn't fill. Yeah, no shit.
No, you could have been a 4Xer.
Yeah,
So close.
That thing just keeps going up.
Circle's pumping up. Let's go. Good circle.
Okay, real quick.
What happened with Robinhood?
Robinhood. Well, they gave it a go. You know, they gave it a go. So let me pull. This is so great. I mean, again, it's not Schadenfreude. I don't want to live in anybody else's sadness, but essentially Robinhood got passed up for inclusion into the S&P 500. They do this rebalancing on the third or fourth week of the third month and a quarter. And this happens each time. So in the last, whatever. And they didn't make the cut. They thought they were going to make the cut, and a bunch of people bought into it. But apparently a loser is a loser. So, yeah. Whoops. No. They will not be a part of the S&P 500 yet. So there we go. And let's see what else is going on. Well, trade talks today. We could get some tweets, some quotes out of that.
We're going to need a lot of tweets after what happened, the debacle on Friday, but we'll talk about the behind the wall because I think that helps with a few of the trades we're going to do.
Oh, you mean the Elon and Trump gate?
Oh, you heard about that. I was gonna say something about Hypercycle. So before we go into the other stuff, Hypercycle, they are getting tiller number 6 online. So if you have some stuff that you need to get tilling, or if you're wanting to do that before whatever HMS gets up or whatever not, I think they have that ready. Now the and fees, they said they should, if you've already claimed they should be in your wallet by tomorrow night. If they're not, then there's going to be, I know I'm going to get 47 emails, but we're supposed to open up support tickets, so we'll walk you through that.
Bam. Let's see. Does the $99 a month get live trading or behind the wall? It depends. The only live trading stuff that we do is the options stuff.
Oops.
That's live and direct. Matter of fact, there's another trade in there. There's another open position in there today, which you guys know if you're in that group. And I need to explain. I think behind the wall, maybe I'll talk. Well, or maybe we'll do that Thursday. But I'll talk a little bit about the theory behind why I did what I did. I think it should make sense to those of you that saw that trade this morning. Anyway, but no. As far as the crypto trades, things like that. Listen, the crypto space it's sloppy. It's a sloppy space. There's a lot of misinformation, bad information, poor valuations, weird, just weird theory. An example, Circle keeps going up. Circle's a company that takes dollars, makes 3 to 4% on them, and prints digital dollars. They make 3 to 4% by taking those dollars and converting them into cash equivalents, mostly U.S. Treasuries, short-term on-the-run U.S. Treasuries. That is all they do. That is it. So you motherfuckers that think you're going to get 100x out of something that makes 3.5 to 4% a year, I don't know what the fuck people are thinking. I'm not sure what they're looking at. But I guess, like Brandon was saying, it was kind of clever, is that taking a crypto company and going public is the new Bitcoin treasury, right? You just slap the word Bitcoin. You just announce that you're going to have a Bitcoin treasury, and your stock goes up 17x. Even though you're on the edge of getting kicked out of NASDAQ, you don't even really have a company. There ain't nobody that works there. They haven't worked there in months. Your fucking lights got turned off. Doesn't matter. You say Bitcoin treasury, your shit's going up. Shareholders, woo, woo, woo. They're like, treasury, yeah. They're like, now we have Bitcoin. Like, you can buy Bitcoin on your own. Why? What? No, Bitcoin treasury. And I guess in people's minds, they just think, okay, that old dumpster fire of a company that I was losing on is now just a Bitcoin. Right? Like, I guess that's what they think. They think, oh, that company's been converted to Bitcoin. No, that company's not been converted to Bitcoin. None of these are. They take some of the excess cash they had in their treasury, or They use this Bitcoin treasury bullshit to sell, to debase their equity. They sell a bunch of shares to a bunch of fucking morons who give them money to buy Bitcoin. Guess what happens when they go bankrupt? Because it's a bad company anyway. So it doesn't matter how much Bitcoin they buy. If Bitcoin doesn't go straight up, at some point, these companies are going to go bankrupt again because they're basically bankrupt anyway. So when all that bad governance comes back home, you think you're getting Bitcoin because you own shares of these companies? You are mistaken. You're the lowest tier of the capital stack if you own equity. Remember, equity is the bottom of the capital stack. Matter of fact, I did a banner of the capital stack just because of this.
Oh, good.
Oh no, that's the debt side. Sorry. Okay, by the way, these are the only people that get paid back. Okay, the people in the senior secure, the senior debt, subordinated debt, mezzanine debt, convertible debt. No one else gets paid back. Meaning, if you own common equity, preferred equity, whatever, equity doesn't get paid back in liquidation. Does that make sense? Does everybody know how that works? So if the company goes into receivership or liquidation or some kind of bankruptcy, restructuring, or whatever, the holders of equity get nothing. What they get is a call on dividends. That's it. The only people that get paid back are different degrees of bondholders. And it depends on how that's structured. Usually it's convertible debt, mezzanine debt, subordinate debt, senior debt, and senior secure debt. And normally it's senior secure, and senior is the only ones that get paid back. So you would have this Bitcoin, that Bitcoin would get liquidated or purchased by another company, and senior debt, senior secure would be repatriated. Everybody else takes it right up the ass, meaning you get nothing. So I don't understand how these companies are getting these valuations. They're not getting anything. What do you get when you...
It's the .com bubble, like kind of all over again, though. It's like these guys are launching these companies into a space where people don't fully understand what the space is, and so they're putting money into it like they shouldn't be. You saw that tweet. It was John Ma, right? So this is the tweet: is if Tether went public today, Tether would be the 19th largest company in the world. I think he was. I don't know if he was. Anyway, he was trying to make a point, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Saying it would be valued at $515 billion. Circle's now public at $30 billion. So it's basically a 20x on Circle's market cap. He went through all their financials and stuff. Tether claims to make $13 billion in net profits 2024. So basically, they made $1 billion a month in 2024. So Circle raised $1 billion. So that's when Tether came out and said, "Nice try. We're never going public because we made more money in a single month than Circle made on their entire IPO. We don't have to go public." And then he said 515 billion is a joke.
Well, yeah, but also he's saying that, and it's a little bit sour grapes because Tether, one, can't pass an audit, so they can never go public. Their currency will not be transacted in Europe because they can't pass an audit. Their currency is going to stop being transacted here in the United States. Once the Genius Act comes out, Tether is gone. Will not be in the United States. Will not be on U.S. exchanges. Why? Because they can't pass a fucking audit. So I get what he's saying. He runs a counterfeiting operation. Paulo's been pissy and snotty like this for like the last 6 months, as he's been booted out of each country, basically, or out of each region. Look, they ran a counterfeiting operation. They all got wildly rich. They all got, convicted and they're felons, but they ran a counterfeiting operation and it worked. Good for them. You know what? Bravo. But this is just him declaring sour grapes, because Circle is an actual company with actual audits and actual oversight and actual money behind the money that they print. And Tether is not. And the proof is in the pudding. Anybody think that someone just infused $185 billion into Tether last month so that they could spit out a bunch of tokens, a bunch of Tether on Tron network? Tron, where their biggest app is a fucking phishing app. Come on, man. Like, the numbers are so stupid, they're mind-boggling. And again, that has to do with Justin's son, and he's a scammy douchebag and whatever. But I like Justin. I don't like the Tether guys. because that's a straight counterfeiting operation. And the minute that if there's a rush to the door, Tether will depeg like a motherfucker, and that thing's going to like 80 or 90 cents. Now, I'm also not saying Tether has zero money. They're probably much better capitalized than the US dollar, right? Like they have some money. Why? Because they've been trading their funny money for Bitcoin and Ethereum for a decade. So they have money. They have Bitcoin and Ethereum. However, that's in their back pocket, the executives. That's not in the coffers of Tether. And that's why they won't submit to a real audit ever. I mean, ever. So they said, we're going to create a new stable coin for the US. I mean, anyway, to reduce this, the crypto space is pretty sloppy. And then the people looking at the crypto space have no clue what they're looking at. And so you can get these ridiculous valuations, like a company that is going to turn a profit of 3 to 4% that has, what's their valuation? 17x earnings or something? It's got to be stupid.
Yeah.
So now the race is going to be go public, right? Who else is going public, you think? Everybody. Gemini. I think Gemini submitted to go public.
Oh yeah, I think so too.
They just got out of court for all that shit with them. Well, that was actually
what better time? That's marketing. That's like on the heels of good marketing, they get to go public. So
yeah, that was okay. It was Gemini and their company that was doing their staking and all that kind of crap, which was part owned by the Digital Currency Group, which is what Barry Silbert. He got jammed up in all that. Matter of fact, his one company was loaning to his other company. Silbert's a little sketch too. He's like, these guys are also sketchy. You're either orange pilled and you like Bitcoin, or you're going to be wearing orange. Right? It's one of those. Orange is like a common motif in crypto. Anyway.
Hey Bill, you gotta turn your speakers on, buddy.
Speakers, Bill.
Wait, he can't hear me.
Oh, that's true. Turn on speakers.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That is so fun. He gets so mad, but it's like
okay.
Sorry. So here's what we got too. Did you see James win? And I'm gonna show this because
oh no, is he back again?
He shorted Bitcoin last night. Well,
what?
Yeah. So he shorted Bitcoin.
What does he have left?
$460. He said my $460 short is going to be liquidated at 106.778. What are we at now?
No, we're above that. He made it, right?
No, he's out. He was shorting. So he's gone.
Oh God.
He was shorting. Yes, he shorted. Yes, he shorted. He shorted. But this morning he says this. So check this out. This is 6 minutes ago. This is what he claims, okay? Y'all see me run 3 million to 100. That's a 33x. I was fighting the headwinds. Now, What if I turn 30 million into a billion? I don't know that he has 30 million left.
30 million? He doesn't have shit.
He said, I got carried away.
$460 short going.
I got carried away. So there's a lot of conspiracy theories around what I'm going to say next about what he's saying. So he says, I got carried away last time. All the attention trying to fight the cabal. I lost control of all my positions, and that's okay. I learned the lesson. Now, he says, there's multiple major exchanges reaching out to him to do this on their platform. He says he's in talks with two of them.
To go lose a bunch of money?
To go third. Yeah, exactly. That's what it's like. Everybody in the comments is like, why don't you try turning $1 into $2 first? Because he claims he's going to turn 30 million into a billion. And so he thinks he's going to do it on one of these other. Exactly. I don't know what the heck. Dude, that's what everybody in the comments is saying. It's like, don't you got to make $100 first and then 200? Then you got to work your way up, buddy. He's like, everybody's like trolling him now. It's like,
dude, he has nothing. It was like, remember a few weeks ago, he was like, oh, someone showed a picture. They're like, this is what you could have had. You could have had a house in the Hamptons. You could have had a yacht, all this kind of stuff, and 20 million to trade with. Instead, you have zero. And he's like, how do you know I don't have properties all over the world? Because you're a degenerate fucking gambler, and you're so bad at markets. You're Kramer bad at markets. Like, you can't win for losing. If you threw a rock in a straight line, it would find a way to hit you in the back of the head, James.
That's right.
I've never seen anyone this bad. Just like, well, you know what it was? I guess he got lucky like 7 trades in a row, and now he's unlucky 19 trades in a row.
Oh, that's just gambling. You know?
God, it's bad. Like, DGen's going to DGen. It's kind of hard to watch, but I love it. But this is a good cautionary tale. If you're getting in here to just YOLO your money into the market, you're going to get gutted, man, because you don't know what you own. You don't know what you're doing. And this guy's doing it with leverage. I told you, I have another friend. He took on some leverage when Bitcoin was starting to go up 2021 and 2022. And like everyone, he started adding leverage. He went to salt lending. He borrowed against Bitcoin to do what?
Leverage.
To buy more Bitcoin.
Buy more Bitcoin. Leverage.
And he borrowed against that Bitcoin to buy more Bitcoin. He layered it out till he was like, oh, I got like 7x leverage. I'm like, buddy, that means if there's a 13% decrease, you're gone. All your shit is gone. All of it. Oh,
Less than that. Yeah, it's House of Cards, man.
And everybody just sees this straight line. Bitcoin's going. Yes, guess what? Bitcoin is going to 200K, but it's not going to be a straight line. None of
it might go to
in a straight line. You know what? Ethereum is going to go to 3,500 probably this year, but it ain't going to be a straight line. And anybody that took undue leverage and leverage on leverage and leverage on leverage on leverage, you're an idiot. You have to be very careful. You have to be very careful when you. That's part of that gambling mentality. It's like, okay, I want it now. Therefore, I want 5 times the portfolio. Yeah, no shit. We all want 5 times our portfolio, right? But it doesn't work that way. You got to make the money first and then deploy it. And simply using leverage to get there quicker, it's just going to get you to be this guy quicker. Bankrupt. Over and over. And then some sad fucking, this dude's going to be, again, giving out hand jobs at the Whataburger to eat lunch. And he had $100 million 3 weeks ago. Think about that for a second, everyone. We're going to go behind the wall. I want you to think about it. This guy had $100 million. Does anybody here think $100 million, that's not enough? Like at $100 million, you gotta, I can't back down. I gotta keep going. Otherwise I'm not gonna make it. Like what? Dear God, man. If $100 million isn't enough, nothing's enough.
I got one of the pictures I have in the comment section of that post. I'll show behind the wall. It's behind the wall worthy.
Okay.
It's funny. Let's go behind the wall and do it.
Anyway, yes, let's do it. So we're gonna go behind the wall. Bam, bam, bam. For those of you that joined the options trading last week, hopefully it's you're learning some good stuff and you're starting to kind of get some ideas. We may open up a chat later on. I'm going to wait a couple weeks. Let's just see what the feedback is. But we may open up another chat for options where it can be back and forth a little bit. People can talk a little bit.
Yeah, I've gotten some comments about that. So yeah.
So we'll probably do that. And that way you can have one chat where we can talk about things and one chat where it's just an info only kind of a post type of a chat. Julio's? Yep. All right. Yes, let's do it. Let me go and make some adjustments.
Charlene, 100 million, you're out. We never hear from Charlene again. Gosh dang it. I knew this was going to happen one day. That's what happens when you teach them to fish that well. They're gone.
They're going to fish the whole pond and then they up out.
They take their 100 million, they leave us.
I'm going to the ocean.
Going behind the proverbial wall now to continue the broadcast privately for the digital investors and digital private clients. If you'd like to join us, simply go to nickblacknext.com and subscribe to one of our plans and immediately take advantage of our library of tools, tactics, and information. It's all designed to help you learn, grow, and manage your portfolio like a pro. Join us now.